Hello students, today we are going to start third one lesson of geography, that is physiography and drainage. In this lesson we are going to study these physiographical divisions of India. But before that we will understand the title of this lesson, physiography and drainage. There are two elements are given here. First of all, we will understand what is the meaning of physiography. Physiography means the structure of land or the topography of that area. Means which type of area is there, which type of land is there. Means are there valleys, are there mountains, are there plains, are there plateaus. So which type of structure is there. So structure we have to study in this lesson. Structure of India and structure of Brazil. Means the topography of India and topography of Brazil we have to study in this chapter. Then drainage system means we have river system. Which type of rivers are flowing through India and which river system or which rivers are flowing through Brazil. So about that also we have to study in this chapter. First of all, we will start India's physiography and drainage. In that, first of all, we have to understand physiography of India. Here on the screen of your mobile phone, this is the map of India. When we think about the map and when we think about the physiographical structure of India, there are some places where we can see mountainous area is there. There are some places where we can see plain region is there. There are some areas where we can see table-like structure is there. That areas are called plateau regions. Then there are some low-lying areas also there. So such type of physiographical or topography of India we can see. So here we have some elements on one side of the board. First one physiographical division is Himalayas. Second one is North Indian Plain. Third one is Peninsula. And fourth one is Coastal Plain. And fifth one is the Island Coast. So India's physiography is divided into these five physiographical divisions. So those five physiographical divisions we will study one by one. First of all, we will start Himalaya. Himalaya is the most northern part of India. This is the Himalayan range, which is extended from western side to eastern side. So here we have western side, this is eastern side, this is northern side, and this is southern side. When we think about the Himalaya starts from here, means from Kazakhstan it will start. Here is Pamir North. Pamir North. So from Pamir North up to Arunachal Pradesh. Up to Arunachal Pradesh, Himalaya is extended. When we think about the length of Himalaya, it is 2400 kilometers. This is the length of Himalaya, which is extended from western side to eastern side. So here Himalaya's altitude is more than 8000 meter. When we think about the altitude of Himalaya, there are some places where we can see elevation is more than 8000. When we think about Mount Everest, its length is more than 8000. Means 8,848 meter. That is the elevation, that is the altitude of Mount Everest. So there are some places in Himalaya where we can see 8000 meter elevation. But when we think about Brazil, Brazil has less area. Means Brazil has such areas where we can see elevation is less. Means up to 1000 meter. Means most highest area in Brazil is just for 1000 meter. So more than 1000 meter in Brazil we cannot see any area. But we are going to study about India. So far as we have to think about India only first of all. So this is the mountain range which is extended from Pamir North up to Arunachal Pradesh. When we go from south side to northern side, these mountain ranges are divided into four parts, and the most southern range most southern range of Himalaya is called Shivalik range. This is the most southern range. When we go again northern side, next one range is called Lesser Himalaya. Lesser Himalaya, this is the second one Himalayan range, and third one Himalayan range is called Great or Greater Himalaya. And last one, fourth one Himalayan range is called Trans Himalayan range. So such type of four Himalayan ranges are there when we go from south side to north side, means from this side to this side. When we go, there are four ranges. Most southern range is called Shivalik range. Next one is called Lesser Himalaya. Then again third one is called Greater Himalaya, and last one Himalayan range is called Trans Himalaya. So such type of Himalayan ranges are there, which are extended from Pamir Mount up to Arunachal Pradesh. When we think about its division from western to eastern side, again Himalaya is divided into three parts. When we go from western side to eastern side, it is divided into three parts. This part which is situated in Kashmir, this part of Himalaya is called Western Himalaya, and the part which is situated in Nepal, that part is called Central Himalaya, and the part which is situated in Seven Sister area, that part is called Eastern Himalaya, or we may say Assam Himalaya, or we may say Arunachal Himalaya. So that is the Eastern Himalaya. So when we go from west to east, it is divided into three parts. So what we studied in this point, that Himalayan ranges are divided into four ranges from south to north. These ranges are divided into four ranges. Most southern range is called Shivalik range. Next one range is called Lesser Himalaya. Third one range is called Greater Himalaya, and last one, most northern range is called Trans Himalayan range. And from western side to eastern side, these ranges are divided into three parts. The part which is situated here in Kashmir, that part is called Western Himalaya. That is called Kashmir Himalaya also. And the part which is situated in Nepal, that part is called Central Himalaya. And the part which is called Arunachal Assam Himalaya, that is called Eastern Himalaya. So these are the ranges when we go from western side to eastern side. This is Kashmir Himalaya, this is Central Himalaya, this is Eastern Himalaya, and this is Shivalik range, Lesser Himalaya, Greater Himalaya, Trans Himalayan ranges. So such type of ranges are there. So this is the first one, physiographical division of India. Now we will move towards the next one, physiographical division, that is North Indian plain. This North Indian plain is a part which is situated between peninsular area and Himalayan area. Means this middle part. This part is occupied by North Indian plain. This is the peninsular area which is tapered towards the southern side. So between peninsular area and Himalaya there is plain region, and this plain region is created due to Himalayan rivers which are originated in Himalaya, like Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, Satluj, Yamuna. These rivers are originating from Himalayan area and they are coming here on this plain area. They bring alluvial with the flow of water, they deposit that alluvial on both sides of the river. So for far as this area became completely fertile. So again we have to understand this plain region. This plain region is divided into two parts due to Aravalli ranges. Here from Gujarat in Rajasthan we can see Aravalli ranges are there. So due to Aravalli ranges, this plain region is divided into two parts. This is the eastern sides part and this is western sides part. When we think about this eastern sides part, eastern sides plain region, it is called Ganga plain region and its slopes is toward the eastern side. And when we think about the western side of Aravalli range, there is Rajasthan desert. And that Rajasthan desert has sloped toward the western side. Again there is another plain on the northern side of Rajasthan. Here is Punjab Haryana plain region is there, and that Punjab Haryana plain is created due to Satluj river, that is the tributary of Indus river. So due to the deposition work of Satluj river and its tributaries, this plain region is created. This is the Punjab Haryana plain region. It is fertile, but this Rajasthan desert area, it is not fertile, it is completely desert area, it is completely sandy area. So far as agriculture is not possible in this area, as well as human settlement is also not possible. The western part of Rajasthan is completely barren, it is completely humanless. But the somewhat part of eastern Rajasthan has population. So western part of Rajasthan completely humanless. There is no any human settlement in the western part of Rajasthan. So such type of plain region is divided into three parts. This is the eastern, western, and this is northern side plain region is there. So this is plain region. This eastern side plain region has eastern side slope. And this western side Rajasthan has western side slope. So Aravalli plain region, North Indian plain is divided by this Aravalli range. Then next one, geographical division is peninsula. This is the downsides part. This is triangular shaped area and it is tapered towards the southern side. When we go from north side to south side, it is tapering towards the south side. And here on most southern side, it is completely joining. Then here we can see border area, or this is the demarcation line of this peninsular area. On this side we can see Vindhya ranges, Satpura ranges are there. So from that toward the south side we have peninsular area. And here on western side we have Western Ghat region, on eastern side we have Eastern Ghat region. Both are mountainous areas. Here coastal area is there, Bay of Bengal, and here Arabian Sea is there, and on southern side we have Indian Ocean. So such type of triangular shaped area is called peninsula. So on one side, on western side, we have Western Ghat. Western Ghat has more elevation. It has great elevation, and its elevation is more toward the northern side. And when we go toward the southern sides, its elevation will increase. So less elevation we can see on northern side, and more elevation we can see on southern side. But that type of structure we cannot see in Eastern Ghat region, because this area is completely dissected, because whatever the rivers are flowing towards the eastern sides, they are breaking this mountainous area. So far as most of places has dissected area, dissected mountain range. So far as on eastern side, many rivers are flowing and many regions, many rivers are creating deltas on coastal area. So this is the peninsular area. Now we will understand next one, physiographical division, that is coastal plain. When we think about the coastal plain of India, we understood first of all the length of coastal area. It was 7,500 kilometer. 7,500 kilometer. This is the approximate length of coastal area. Now we have to understand coastal plain. When we think about the coastal plain, what is mean by coastal plain? The western part of Western Ghat, western part of Western Ghat is called western coastal plain. This area means the area between coastline and Western Ghat. This area is called coastal plain. This is western coastal plain and this is eastern coastal plain. So about this we have to study this division, coastal plain. When we think about the western coastal plain, here we can see the rivers which are flowing, which are originating from Western Ghat only. There are some rivers which are originating from Western Ghat only and they are flowing towards the west side. Suppose this is the one river which is originating from western side, Western Ghat, and these rivers are merging into Arabian Sea. When we think about the course of this river, it is so short. So the rivers of this plain region, they are so short and they are swift because their flow of water is so short and so fast. So far as the rivers of the western plain region, western coastal plain region, they are short and swift. But eastern side has not that type of rivers because the rivers which are meeting to the Bay of Bengal, they are originating from the eastern side of Western Ghat. Eastern side of Western Ghat. This is the Western Ghat. So there are some rivers which are originating from this area. This area is the eastern side of Western Ghat. So from this area, many rivers are originating and they are merging to Bay of Bengal. So far as the course of these rivers is lengthy, so far as the water which is flowing from this river, it is not that much speedy. Velocity of the water is not that much. Less velocity we can see in this river. Again, erosion and transportation and deposition, these three works are also done well in this river. So erosion will take place, transportation will take place, and at last on the mouth of the river they will deposit that alluvial, that silt. So here on the coastal region, many rivers they are creating deltas. Many rivers they are creating deltas. So here we have to understand the characteristics of Eastern and Western Ghat. That is that Eastern Ghat has many deltas. Eastern Ghat has many deltas, but Western Ghat has not any delta. It has estuaries. It has estuaries. Estuaries means it is called khadi in Hindi or we may say in Marathi. खाड़ी का मतलब क्या होता है कि रिवर का पानी वैसे का वैसा उस नदी के कोर्स में एक्यूमुलेट रहता है. नदी का जो प्रवाह होता है, नदी का जो कोर्स होता है उसमें वैसा का वैसा एक्यूमुलेट होता है क्योंकि ओशन का पानी उस पानी को अंदर आने नहीं देता है और वहां पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज भी क्रिएट नहीं होती है रॉकी एरिया होने के कारण. तो एज इट इज वो पानी उसके कोर्स में एक्यूमुलेट रहता है. तो ऐसे एरियाज को एस्ट्रीज कहा जाता है. लेकिन यहाँ पे ईस्टर्न साइड को हम देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे ईस्टर्न साइड को डेल्टा रीजन क्रिएट हुआ है क्योंकि यहाँ से बहने वाली जो रिवर है वेस्टर्न घाट से बह के वो ईस्टर्न घाट को ब्रेक करके जब वो अरेबियन सी को आके मिलती हैं तब वो अपने साथ में बहुत सारा एलुवियल सिल्ट जिसको कि गाल कहा जाता है मराठी में वो लाके यहाँ पे इसका डिपोजिशन किया जाता है। इसके कारण यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं ईस्टर्न साइड का जो कोस्टल एरिया है वहाँ पे डेल्टास देखे जा सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे महानदी डेल्टा है, यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं बांग्लादेश और वेस्ट बंगाल में सुंदरबन डेल्टा है जो कि गंगा ब्रह्मपुत्र का डेल्टा कहा जाता है, महानदी डेल्टा है, गोदावरी है। तो इस तरीके से हम देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ पे ईस्टर्न कोस्टल एरिया में डेल्टास है और वेस्टर्न कोस्टल एरिया में एस्ट्रीज पाए जाते हैं, वहां पे डेल्टास नहीं देखे जा सकते। दूसरा यहाँ पे डिफरेंस हम देख सकते हैं कि जो वेस्टर्न कोस्टल प्लेन पे जो रिवर बहती है वो शॉर्ट और स्विफ्ट है, लेकिन यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं ईस्टर्न कोस्टल प्लेन से बहने वाली रिवर जो होती है वो शॉर्ट और स्विफ्ट नहीं होती है, वो लेंथी रिवर होती है, उनका डिस्टेंस बहुत ज्यादा होता है। तो इस तरीके से यहाँ पे दूसरा पॉइंट, दूसरा जो फिजियोग्राफिकल डिवीजन है कोस्टल प्लेन, ये भी यहाँ पे कंप्लीट हो जाता है। उसके बाद थर्ड वन पॉइंट है वो है आइलैंड्स, आइलैंड ग्रुप्स। So we have two types of island groups. When we think about the eastern side, we have Bay of Bengal. Bay of Bengal. So here in this sea we have Andaman and Nicobar. And Nicobar. We have Andaman and Nicobar, that is the one island group, and in western side we have another group is there, that is called Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep island. So here we can see 32 island groups are there. Total 32 islands, small and big, 32 islands are there. Here in Andaman Nicobar 552 small and big island groups are here. When we think about the capital city of Lakshadweep, that is called Kavarati. Kavarati, it is the capital city or capital of this Lakshadweep island, and Port Blair, it is the capital city of Andaman Nicobar. Now we will understand more about Lakshadweep island. Total 32 islands are there. Out of 32, 10 islands are only suitable for human inhabitants. So only 10 islands we can see there human settlement is there. Remaining whatever the islands are there, remaining islands, there we cannot see human settlement. They are humanless. Then there are some islands which are atoll shaped islands. Atoll shaped. Atoll means circular type of, like a ring. Ring shaped islands are there. So these islands are called atoll islands, or we may say coral type of islands. Atoll shaped islands are created due to corals. Coral means there are some microorganisms or aquatic animals. Due to their activity, such type of atoll shaped islands are created. मतलब जो कोरल रहते हैं वो बहुत ही छोटे छोटे मतलब एक्वेटिक बैक्टीरिया जैसे रहते हैं, तो उनके कारण यहाँ पे ये atoll shaped island यहाँ पे क्रिएट होता है। तो atoll shaped islands यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि लक्षद्वीप आइलैंड में देखे जा सकते हैं। उसके बाद अंडमान निकोबार, यहाँ पे अंडमान जो कि नॉर्दर्न साइड को है, निकोबार जो कि साउदर्न साइड को है। अंडमान और निकोबार को डिवाइड करने का काम 10 डिग्री चैनल करता है। तो 10 डिग्री चैनल के कारण अंडमान और निकोबार ये दोनों भी जो आइलैंड्स है ये डिवाइड होते हैं। अभी अंडमान निकोबार में 552 इतने आइलैंड्स हैं। उसके बाद यहाँ पे मोस्टली जो आइलैंड्स है वो सबमर्ज्ड माउंटेन्स है। माउंटेन पानी में सबमर्ज हो चुके हैं, पानी में डूब चुके हैं, और उन माउंटेन्स का जो ऊपर का हिस्सा है वो एज अ आइलैंड बोल के हम देख सकते हैं कि वो आया है, और धीरे धीरे वहां पे ये जो पीक है वो फ्लैट होने लगता है, तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आइलैंड बन चुका है। तो मोस्टली अंडमान निकोबार जो आइलैंड ग्रुप्स है वहां पे सबमर्ज माउंटेन के जैसे आइलैंड्स बने। उसके बाद वहां पे वोल्केनिक आइलैंड्स भी देखे जा सकते हैं, जैसे कि उनमें बैरन आइलैंड, बैरन आइलैंड, तो ये वहां पे एक्टिव वोल्केनो देखा जा सकता है। एक्चुअली एक्टिव नहीं है, डोरमेंट टाइप ऑफ वोल्केनो इज देयर, मतलब 2017 में एक्टिव हुआ था, उसके बाद में इनएक्टिव ही है। तो इस तरीके का आइलैंड जो कि वोल्केनिक आइलैंड है वो अंडमान निकोबार ग्रुप में देखा जा सकता है। तो इस तरीके से हम देख सकते हैं कि इंडिया की जो फिजियोग्राफिकल डिवीजन्स है, नॉर्दर्न साइड से लेके साउदर्न साइड तक हमारा जो इंडिया है इन सभी 5 पार्ट्स में, फिजियोग्राफिकल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया जा सकता है। मोस्ट नॉर्दर्न पार्ट को हम हिमालय कहते हैं, माउंटेनस रीजन जो कि वेस्ट टू ईस्ट एक्सटेंड हुआ है, इसकी भी डिवाइडेशन हुए हैं। जो माउंटेनस रेंज है, मोस्ट साउदर्न रेंज है उसको शिवालिक, उसके बाद लेजर, ग्रेटर एंड ट्रांस हिमालयन ऐसे रेंजेस डिवाइड किए जाते हैं। वेस्ट टू ईस्ट जाते हैं तो वेस्टर्न हिमालय, सेंट्रल हिमालय एंड ईस्टर्न हिमालय, ऐसा उसका डिवाइडेशन किया जाता है। सेंट्रल हिमालय को कुमायूं हिमालय भी कहा जाता है। उसके बाद हम देख सकते हैं कि सेंट्रल पार्ट में यहाँ पे एक साइड को हिमालयन रेंज है, दूसरे साइड को पेनिनसुला है, तो दोनों के बीच में जो एरिया है वो प्लेन रीजन है। तो यहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन हम देख सकते हैं, क्योंकि अलुवियल प्लेन होने के कारण यहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर बहुत अच्छी की जा सकती है, इसलिए यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन यूपी, बिहार इस एरिया में हम ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन देख सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये जो एरिया है प्लेन रीजन है, फर्टाइल एरिया है, इसलिए यहाँ पे एग्रीकल्चर अच्छी की जा सकती है। अब ये प्लेन भी डिवाइड होता है अरावली रेंजेस से, ईस्टर्न साइड का प्लेन रीजन और वेस्टर्न साइड का प्लेन रीजन। अब ईस्टर्न साइड का प्लेन रीजन जो होता है वो गंगा प्लेन रीजन भी उसको कहा जाता है, इसका स्लोप जो है वो ईस्टर्न साइड को देखा जा सकता है, और वेस्टर्न साइड को यहाँ पे राजस्थान डेजर्ट है, इसको मरुस्थली या फिर थर्ड डेजर्ट भी कहा जाता है, मरुस्थली या थर्ड डेजर्ट। इस राजस्थान के डेजर्ट का जो नॉर्दर्न साइड का पार्ट है वहां पे पंजाब हरियाणा प्लेन बन चुका है, जो कि सतलज या फिर उसके जो ट्रिब्यूटरीज है चिनाब, रावी, झेलम, ये जो रिवर्स है यहाँ से बढ़ती है, इसलिए यहाँ पे पंजाब का प्लेन रीजन बन चुका है, जो कि एक फर्टाइल रीजन कहा जा सकता है। उसके बाद साउथ साइड को हमने देखा कि ये जो पेनिनसुलर एरिया है जो कि साउदर्न साइड को टैपर्ड हो चुका है, और यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि विंध्य रेंजेस है साउदर्न साइड को, नॉर्दर्न साइड को, उसके साइड में सातपुड़ा रेंजेस है, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक साउदर्न साइड तक ये जो टैपर्ड ये जो एरिया है उसको पेनिनसुला कहा जाता है। पेनिनसुला के हम दूसरे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स देखेंगे तो यहाँ पे वेस्टर्न साइड को वेस्टर्न घाट है, ईस्टर्न साइड को ईस्टर्न घाट है, और दोनों भी एक दूसरे को यहाँ पे साउदर्न साइड को आके मिलते हैं। उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वन जो देखा था हमने वो था कोस्टल प्लेन।